My name is Alex Ebersol. I am the graphic designer, so I make the logo, I make the stream overlays, and a bunch of other stuff. I got into graphic arts when, like, almost a year ago now. I got an Apple Pencil and an iPad for my birthday, and I just kind of started messing around with different logos and designs and stuff. And it also with a band, a local band that was looking for a new logo. I entered my design and I won first place, and they started using it for t-shirts and all their advertisements, and that pretty much what sparked my interest in it. As long as I can remember, honestly. I love drawing, I love sketching, and I've been doing it for almost all of my life. I wanted to become part of the team because I think this is really cool what we're doing. I always thought esports would be cool, and it would be really cool to bring it to Penn Manor. Never thought they actually do it, but here we are. I play a little bit of it, like usually Nintendo. I'm getting virtual reality soon, and yeah, stuff like that.
Not yet for that. All right, welcome to the Penn Manor Gold Stream. I am Scott Herzog, and with me is Jared Braun, and Jared Braun is a player for the Penn Manor Gold team. So, Jared, tell us a little bit about what you typically play when you play, what your role is on the Penn Manor Gold team.
I'm most of the time playing the more heavy characters for tanking. So some of the more nimble ones can move around a lot.
Okay, so are you like typically tank, DPS?
Tank.
So you're typically a tank. So right now, so typically on the stream you've heard Coach Craig, as we call him, and he's playing with gold this time. So we'll see him pop up in the stream here when we talk about it. For those of you that are new to the stream here, we try to treat this as kind of like if you are unfamiliar with Overwatch, for those parents and administrators and other people out there that might be new to the game, you'll see that we try to take a very basic approach to it and try to be informative, but we also get into the game mode itself, and we're excited about that. Now, today, we're playing Hanamura. Tell me a little bit about Hanamura as a map.
Well, Hanamura is a very close quarters map in most areas. It is also part of the game mode known as two capture points. Each player is fighting around a central point, while the attacking team is trying to take over it so they can move over.
So you have a defense, yeah, and then you have an attack. Mm-hmm. That's kind of happening here. So as they're looking at this course, what does Penn Manor Gold need to be doing to accomplish these objectives?
The main thing is definitely communicating. I've been in practices. We haven't always been communicating that well.
So the thing that's going to make a difference this game is how well they communicate,
yes,
as they're playing this course, and it is one of the weaknesses of the team. So if they can clearly communicate, then they'll be doing well here, right?
Yes, they should be doing very well. As well as if they also go ahead and stick together and be able to respond very quickly to the enemy, depending on where they move and what they're using.
So we're playing the Filthy Casuals A day, which is actually Donegal School District, a local school district here near to where Penn Manor actually. What is you looking at the stats yesterday on the Filthy Casuals? What do you think the chances are? It's always dicey to kind of play that, I know, but if you were to take a guess, how do you think Penn Manor is going to do?
The few stats we did see, they did look all right in our favor, but you never know.
Yeah, you never know, because what's reported isn't always what is played, right?
Yeah, it's more
and that's obviously part of it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, we're back right after viewing a few more player profile videos, just to kind of introduce you to a little bit more of the team we have here at Penn Manor. We're going to start off by showing you Connor's video, and then we'll be back in just a few minutes.
My first name is Connor. I'm from Conestoga of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. My in-game name is Akuyo. Akuyo is a song by a famous rapper named Kyle, and I really enjoyed the song a lot, and I thought it was a pretty cool word. It's repeated a bunch throughout the song, and it's the whole premise, and it's a cool word, so I just kind of stuck. I've been playing video games since I was like 3 or 4, starting with like Pokemon and like Halo and all those sorts of games. I like playing competitive video games because teamwork's fun and just meet a lot of pretty cool people that you can get along with. I got into Overwatch. I got into Overwatch back before the game was released in beta. A couple of friends showed me some the trailers and stuff for it, and we ended up getting it on PS4 and playing a bunch, and it was pretty fun. And then I stopped playing for a while, and then I got back into it about a year or 2 ago. My favorite character probably is Genji. He's pretty bad right now, but he's a lot of fun. So I typically play DPS a lot, but I'm ranked highest on all. I've like hit the highest rank in the game on all 3 roles, so I can play pretty much everything. I joined Penn Manor's Overwatch team because I had a really big interest in Overwatch, and when I saw it was Overwatch, I kind of felt like obligated to join because, I mean, I'm pretty good, and it's just a lot of fun to meet other people that have same interests.
And we are back. I'm sitting with
Jared,
and I am Scott Herzog. And Jared, as we said earlier, is a player for the Gold Team. He is sitting out this round. We have Coach Craig playing tank, which is typically your role, Jared.
Yes, that is.
And so it'll be interesting in watching it closely. Who are the players that's watching this team develop here? Who are the players that you especially are going to be watching this game?
Definitely IQ, or Connor as he's known as, is a main one as one of the more high skill players on the Gold Team.
And it'll be interesting. This is the first time we're seeing Crispy Craig play. This is Coach Craig, as we call him, Crispy Craig, and we'll be interested to see how he handles the tank in this tight quartered fight that we're going to have coming down the pike here. Isaac is Isaac, obviously, and he's also someone to watch. What's Isaac going to be playing this round? What are we going to see him as?
I am honestly not entirely sure. We have been talking about him maybe switching over to healer as well as tank if things don't work out.
Right. So they're looking at doing some role swapping if they need to make this game to carry it out. We are minutes away from game time, and so it's going to be exciting. We're going to see what happens to make this game tick and what's going to go down in this first match. So, Hanamura. As far as Hanamura goes, is it one of your favorite maps to play or one of your least favorite maps? Where does this rank in the scheme of Overwatch maps?
It's more around the middle where, like, I don't want to play this, but if I get it, I'm not going to leave.
Okay, what's the worst map for you to play, in your opinion? The one that you least like? What?
Paris.
Oh, so you don't like Paris?
No.
What about Paris don't you like, I guess is the question?
The primary thing is the first point is completely condensed to one area. You have to go through it. Otherwise, you get just...
So it's like there's like a bottleneck there that kind of stops you, and if you can't make it past that point, it gets pretty frustrating.
Oh, yeah. Like most of the maps, like Hanamura and Paris, which are both capture maps, have areas like that, but the other ones have alternate routes where you can just slide through.
But Paris does not.
No.
Does not, and that can get a bit frustrating here, and that makes sense. As we said before, this is Hanamura we're going to be playing. It is a capture map where they have to capture one objective and then capture another. So one game they'll be defending, and one game they will be attacking. And I believe that Penn Manor is going to be what? They're going to be attacking first or defending? What's the blue?
I'm not entirely sure. I believe they are. What is that?
Defending. So we are defending first. As a clarification from our streamer here who knows a little bit more about the colors than I do. But we are here. Yep. Well, very good. So again, so tell me a little bit about J Rider and what sort of character we typically see him play.
J Rider, he's usually more of a healer in this game.
So you think he's going to be healing for us?
Probably.
Yeah. So how important in a team, we have tank, DPS, and healer. How important is the healer for you in a match?
Healer is obviously most important, Like DPS and tanks, all you can really do is kill people and knock them out for a few seconds. Healers are just keep everyone alive and are integral to both defense and offense.
Right. Well, and it's hard to argue what role is the most important because if you don't
Yes.
have the tank to take the damage, then you don't have
The healers to
you don't have the
heal.
you need the DPS to do the you have all sorts of stuff that each role is important in that. So Ikuyo, as we said before, typically he's on DPS. He's running DPS for us, right?
Yeah, he is.
Akira, tell me about Akira. This is Jerry L.
Akira, he has been mainly our primary tank player.
He has
I've-
switched to DPS occasionally.
Sometimes, yes.
Were you here the day that him and Isaac were going face to
Yes,
face with
I
McCree?
was.
That was phenomenal. They had a face off with McCree, and I think Jerry L came on top of that one.
Barely.
But they're both very good. So Snacky J, played by Jace. What character can we expect him to be playing? What does he typically gravitate toward?
He's in the past. He's usually gravitated towards the Lucio and the Ana, so we could most likely expect to see those two.
So we can see those crop up. How has the patch altered how your team has? So we just had for those of you new to Overwatch dropped a patch yesterday. Patches basically buff and nerf characters. Before we get into how that might impact the team, what do we mean by the terms buff and nerf for people that aren't gamers?
The buff terms are primarily making a character much more effective. We have that being
Making them stronger, I guess?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like either increasing the amount of damage they can do, or healing, or how much health they have. Whereas the nerf can primarily lower those specific things.
Right. Well, so nerf coming from, if you think of it like a nerf gun with like nerf bullets, they're soft,
Yeah.
they do less damage. It kind of gets the term from that.
Yes, it does.
So the patch yesterday dropped. How does that impacting the team, or don't you expect it to have much of an impact on Penn Manor Gold here?
Primary things we're going to expect is a change up in like the previous tank lines we've been seeing. In the past, we've mostly been playing two shielding ones, where they could throw out a barrier and absorb damage at no cost to themselves. Now, those two characters have been dumbed down with the nerfs, and we'd probably expect to see more of like straightforward characters who just rush forward and try and break through the enemy line.
So gone are the days where you drop a shield and then when one shield drops, another one goes. Is that
Most
saying
of the time.
that we're not going to see a lot of that today?
Most likely not, but we'll see what Donegal and Gold pulls out.
All right, it looks like the teams are ready. We are going to be starting in just seconds away from the game. Donegal versus Penn Manor.
Here we
PM
go.
Penn Manor Gold versus the Filthy Casuals A. Donegal has two teams, so they have there's a Filthy Casuals B that's also there on the lineup. So we're in the game. What's the so we're here? We see a dragon. We're in a kind of a starting screen here. Describe what we're going to be seeing here in Hanamura.
More around the areas with, like the terrain, correct?
Yeah, it's kind of like it's a Japanese
Yes,
theme type thing.
It is. It actually takes place, I believe, in Tokyo. So we'll be seeing. This is the second point we're looking at right now, where it's more old style. It's like a temple, whereas in the start area, in the other starting area, there it's more present day for Overwatch. We're
Right,
seeing, like,
right.
Shops. And such.
So we're in the game. So how did the characters line up now as far as what they're playing? You're watching here.
This style they're playing, they're using two tanks. The one we're looking at right now with Akira is known as Reinhardt. He just holds up a big shield defense, so that would make it much more straightforward, where they can just walk into the enemy and start going at it. We have the secondary one with that little laser person. I'm not sure if we can switch over to Craig. No, I was not expecting that. Craig has actually slipped over to DPS.
Okay, so he's playing DPS character.
Yes. Apparently Isaac is playing that other's tank.
What's great about that is with Isaac, Craig, and Akira, and with Connor, they play multiple characters. So if they need to switch characters mid-game, they can do that. They aren't locked into a primary role.
No, they're not. As we see here in the past games, Isaac is mainly playing DPS. Here he's been able to go over and play more a tank role.
Okay. So right now, at this point in the match, it seems like we're at a choke point here.
This is what I'm talking about. It primarily helps stop the offense. Sometimes it can backfire. It's easily separated, as we're seeing right now. There's 3 people already down for the gold, third about Well, I'll make that one left, actually. That was a fast take for Donegal. We're going to push back. Donegal's going to get them. They will get about 2.5 to 3 minutes more time. Capture the second point.
All right, so Donegal got the first point, right? All right. So what made it difficult for Penn Manor to defend the point A in your opinion?
Early on, I saw that Donegal put up a very well-made wall. That wall, like that, basically stops any enemies from going past it. Oh! There goes Akira, Craig, and Isaac just sliding in there, destroying, pretty much just decimating the Donegal team.
Right. So right now we're at point B, and Penn Manor defending this round and trying to keep Donegal, the Filthy Casuals, from coming in and taking point. They have forced Donegal to go back and regroup and are waiting for them to show up again. So in this area, where are your entry points? Are they those 3 doors that we see there basically? Or there's some side doors we need to be aware of?
There's 3 doors in the main one. As you see, Donegal came up a separate route that allows you to take high ground much better. Ooh, they're committing several ultimate moves. Both teams have missed a lot, actually. Both teams use the snow ults, basically a blizzard, to freeze everyone, as well as some support ones, which
So
helps.
it's contested. They're holding them off a little bit. Man, does it look like Donegal's going to take this?
Maybe.
We'll see what happens. They have it contested.
Too low. Maybe Penn Manor can stop them.
Now we'll see what happens. Right now they have stopped them. It's still contested. We'll see what happens. Penn Manor still in the main ring here as they are defending.
Penn Manor has stopped them for now.
Yes.
As you see up top, that is the capture progress. For
So
B.
the orange that's now, it actually fades back once they take control of a point, right?
Yes, those red spots, they will not lose that progress for the rest of the round.
Right, but so Donegal still has 4 minutes. They have 4 minutes they have to hold this spot. Now, the longer they hold this spot, the next round, the more time that gives Penn Manor. Is that correct?
Not necessarily. Most of the time, both teams start at the same time.
Okay.
Depending on how quickly you can capture the first point, that will increase the time. And that you have to capture second, which in turn makes it easier. As we see here. Right now, Donegal is going for mostly the same strategy as before, taking the high ground. Penn Manor was already rotated up there. Several ultimates. Right, I gotta get out of there. There we see another ultimate. This is basically a big laser that can damage and heal.
Right now we're following Akuyo. This is Connor from Penn Manor. And we're seeing him kind of carried out. So right now, Penn Manor seems to be defending this point very well. But still 3 minutes, plenty of time for Donegal to come in, the Filthy Casuals to come in and take point. So on that screen that we just saw with all the characters, the flames around, that means that their ultimates are ready. Is that correct? Or what
No,
does that mean?
does not mean that. Those people with flames on them, they're doing extremely well.
So the check marks mean the ultimates,
yes.
right?
Each check mark signifies one ultimate ability.
So we have 3 ultimates, which is good.
Very good.
Right. Right. So so we have that, and then the flames. You said these are people that are kind of on fire. That's kind of what they're showing us, right?
Yes, they're doing above average skill. There we go.
Oh look, we have a bunch
There
of
we
kills
go.
there.
The entire team has been
So
wiped
that
out.
was what do they call that? Hexakill then?
That is sextuple kill or just the team kills.
Yeah. No, that's not right.
No, it's sextuple.
Yes.
Yeah.
Septikill? I don't know.
I believe it's sextuple. We'll see.
They killed the rest of the team. That's all that matters, right?
All that matters.
All that matters. So we saw that green arrow on that one character we were just on. What does that mean?
The green,
For people that may not be familiar. Like
Like
right there.
this one. That is actually a speed boost right now.
Okay.
This character that Stacky J is playing, or Jace for Penn Manor, that character can both speed boost and heal depending on what music he's playing.
And so the plus symbol means he's healing, and the arrow means he's then speed boosting. But he can't do both at the same time.
No, he cannot.
So we have Donegal contesting point again.
Yeah.
We'll see how Penn Manor's going to do.
Penn Manor might lose the point here.
They might.
Oh, there's an early kill. Donegal's using several ults as well.
Right, they're contesting point.
Kira has to find a healer very soon. He is about to die.
Right.
Yeah, it seems like Penn Manor is able to repel them for now.
Right. So they held them off once again. How many in Penn Manor are alive? Yeah.
Penn Manor right now, all the players are back up, ready for the last defense.
Right. So we still have 48 seconds left in this game.
Yes.
If Penn Manor so Donegal basically has what, one push left?
They have primarily yes. They most likely have like one group push left.
Then maybe trickling in.
One or two could slide in and hold.
So they need to, by all means, defend and hold this point this time. This is where it really counts for them. We have a contesting point. We have 20 points. If they're contesting, the time runs out. Does it go into overtime at that point?
Yes, it does. The overtime bar will fill up and will only go down if all the offense is off the points.
So Penn Manor really needs to bring down Donegal at this point. Filthy Casuals. It's imperative for them to do that.
Only the healers are left for Donegal, and it looks like Penn Manor might hold them. As that overtime bar runs out, that will decide the rounds.
Yep, and look at that. Victory goes to Penn Manor for the first
right
round.
Now, since Donegal's only going to capture 1 point.
Right, so now we go into the second round of this game, correct?
Yes, we do. Now, for Penn Manor to win this, they have to capture both the first point and almost completely capture the second.
All right.
So they have to be very on point and be able to get through the defense.
So right now, in that game, what did Penn Manor do in the second objective that they weren't able to do in the first, in your opinion?
It seemed in the second objective, Penn Manor was able to start predicting a little bit what they were doing from just glances. Like, I know Connor's character is more geared towards scouting and seeing where they're going. He seemed to be able to tell that they were going up top again so they were able to get up there and prepare instead of running up there at last second and getting separated and just.
It must be hard in some respects when you come up against a new team you haven't played before. Many teams have things that they kind of default back to, and you can learn kind of the team patterns. And so when you first start a map, you don't have that kind of laid out in front of you.
Attack commences in 30 seconds. The true struggle is for the superiority.
So right now we are now.
Waiting for.
Are we attacking?
We are attacking right now. Yes.
Right. So we'll be attacking on that. All right, so we're waiting for the next round to start. In 6 seconds, they are in, and they will be attacking. And we'll see if Donegal can hold Penn Manor off. Penn Manor Gold in this map. Hanamura is the map. It's kind of a capture the objective map. And they're going to try and capture and hold it.
It's a very interesting strat from Connor. Going up and above. Oh, that's not good. The team just got separated very hard. Oh! But luckily, Connor's able to slide in there and take out several players. Looks like Penn Manor will be able to capture this first objective. That was a fairly well done match. Capture point. Penn Manor should get about the same amount of time to go through and capture the second.
So they captured it, and we see right now we're following Akira, who's actually going on to objective B. He's kind of by himself. Is that a good strategy? You kind of leave your team behind, scout about?
Most of the time, no, actually. But since they're trying to figure out what Donegal's trying to do, that might work in their advantage. Donegal cannot always look as well because they have more static characters, which means they won't be able to move. Right. Happen here. Ooh, and there's able to get 2 picks again.
Right.
Connor, nice.
Isaac with a 5-player kill streak, and they are capturing point B if they can hold on to it.
They can stop Donegal long enough.
Yeah, so if they can stop Donegal, there we are. We have Donegal back in, so they're contesting it. We'll see how they do. Right now, it is being contested. Contesting stops the clock, in a sense. They are almost at a point where they have the second part of that bar brought up.
Almost.
Almost 10-player kill streak.
Yes.
And they're capturing it. They're capturing it again.
Manor might be able to win here.
So we'll see. And Penn Manor.
Penn Manor has claimed
And
it.
Penn Manor has taken the first match. Nice job, Penn Manor Gold. Congrats to them.
This is a hard-fought match.
Yeah, hard-fought match, and we'll see how it goes. Player of the game is Akira, carrying them in this match. And we'll have to chat with Akira a little bit later on in this match. So now, coming out of this game, we know that we're going to have to select that the losers of the match, Donegal will then select the next map, and we get to decide whether we're attacking or defending. You can see J Ryder, Akira, and Isaac all on the map there. Anything in the stats that kind of stick out for you?
J Ryder definitely seems to be doing very well with his healing, as well as Akira being able to pick over half of the the kills in that game.
Very good.
That's very high.
Well, we'll be right back in just a little bit. And so we'll be back to give you the second part of this match coming up very soon. Welcome back to Penn Manor Esports Gold. And I am Scott Herzog, and with me is Jared Braun, a player for the Esports Gold team. And we have him on narration. He's going to be giving our live commentary. You'll see the screen look a little bit different here because we can see now how each team's doing, what their ultimates are, and so on. Right now, teams are selecting players at this point. So we are in Lijiang. Tell me about this map. We've seen this map before in Penn Manor Gold.
Yes, this map was the starting one for the first week of games. This map is what's known as control. Each team fighting for the center area so they can get to 100% and take the round.
So it's kind of like King of the Hill in a little bit, like you kind of, whoever commands a hill wins, right? And it's kind of what's happening here. So, go ahead.
Similar comps actually today. Just similar heroes, as we say.
So we'll see how they're kind of evenly stacked, is what you're saying, as far as heroes go.
Yes.
And so for you, it all comes down to how Penn Manor communicates in this game. Is that right?
Most likely, depending on who gets their ultimate abilities the quickest.
Right. And so what needs to happen what determines how fast the player's ultimate gets ready?
Well, that's a very big thing. The healers depends what damage and healing. Most characters rely on how much damage they do to get their ultimate.
All right. Or for the tanks, does it play into how much damage they absorb? Is that kind of also played in?
I do not entirely believe so. Tanks, their shields don't really gain ultimate shield.
So this point we're now at, this is the point that they're contesting for, right?
This is right here at the very minimum.
Yeah. And there is only one. They don't have two on this map. It's not like the last one where you control one area and control another, right?
Donegal actually capturing the point first. They shoot
Right.
top, their percentage going up. Penn Manor just wants to stop them from getting to 100.
So Penn Manor is obviously regrouping now, and they're going back in to kind of take that. Again, what you said in the last game, key for Penn Manor is their communication and working together as a team, obviously, is pretty crucial for them.
One thing I'm seeing a lot is Stranger for Donegal. He is popping he's using his ice wall ability very well, making sure that Akira is separated from his group.
So as long as he can do that, he's going to be effective.
Yes.
Now, how do you counter the ice wall? I mean,
there's not many ways. Only you have to either climb over it or just destroy it. And that's destroying it requires a lot of damage.
All right, so we just used Kuyo just using his ultimate there. J Ryder and Akira now have their ultimates ready, but there's 3 ultimates in the other team, but they have taken the point now, right?
Yes, they have.
So you'll see their numbers start climbing there at the top. Donegal getting it all the way to 55%, but we see that here, Akuyu coming in and doing some sniping with his bow. Kind of keep them at bay, right?
Yeah. Also worked very well because Isaac was able to get a late kill on their Zarya, so that will stop them from pushing through a few seconds.
How worried should we be that Donegal is 4 ultimates up? I mean,
we should be fairly worried considering what's.
But look, we're almost there. We almost have all 5.
Yeah.
All 6.
Those few seconds can be very bad.
So that can be huge.
And there's Akuyo getting the 4 kills.
Wow, look at that. That has to be frustrating. How frustrating when that happens to you as a player, when your entire team's just wiped off the map?
That is just so sad. You have to reset everything, especially for Donegal, because there Lucio actually used his protection ult.
So they're basically keeping them even from getting near the point the way they're doing. Is this the only way into this map right here?
There is a second way up and around.
But they're choosing to come here.
There goes Coach Craig, as we say.
Yeah, Coach Craig coming in, and some of them brought down to health, but being kept alive. Akira and J Ryder with their ultimates in standby, but managing to somehow survive. And they're still holding Donegal at bay. This is looking very good for Penn Manor at this point, although things can change at any moment, as you know.
For their ultimate abilities, Donegal has 4, while Penn Manor, by the next fight, will be lucky to have 2 or 3.
Yeah, well, we have Isaac working on getting his up. J Ryder taking down Isaac. They're pulling some of their ults out here, so they're trying to kind of bust in here. And Crispy Craig being the only one that's live. It's pushed into overtime. Penn Manor holding it at 99%.
Yep.
But Donegal beginning to climb here. So what's Penn Manor's strategy? Are they going to regroup, come back in?
Their strat right now, probably best, is trying to get Isaac and Akuyo back up to their ultimate abilities. Their ultimates really combo very well. Isaac kind of pulls everyone together, while Akuyo's just deals huge damage to a small area. So they're perfect.
So here we have the wall again, but not placed perfectly here to keep them from moving in. Oh, look, ultimates are thrown. We have, look at that. They took down 4. It's a quadra kill. It is a pentakill. It is all 6 members of the team are out.
That will most likely be the end of the round.
Well, so overtime, can they? They're going to kind of keep it.
They're not making that.
They're not making it. It is secure.
Very close.
Victory goes to Penn Manor for this first round, but we have another round yet to come.
Yes.
Congrats to Penn Manor Gold for taking on this team.
Yes. We just have to see what happens on the second one.
So in your opinion, how evenly matched are these teams?
They seem to be fairly matched. Donegal seems to be able to take it early. Penn Manor comes in, takes it back, and then eventually Donegal also gets it back. The main thing is both teams seem to have a little trouble finishing it off, where they lose the point again and the other team starts gaining stuff. Let's see what happens with this next one. Definitely right. Bit different comp.
For those of you watching the Penn Manor Blues team, if you're joining us on Gold, welcome. And sorry, it's condolences to the Penn Manor Blue team who suffered a loss, but we appreciate you watching, supporting Penn Manor in that way. We are now in the second part. So tell me about the second point. This is a different point that they're now trying to gain control of, right?
Yes, it is. I don't really know why they're fighting for it, but you have to.
Right. It's because Overwatch told you that this point is important.
Yes. Let's see what happens here. Both teams are running similar compositions again. The Penn Manor Gold team is going for a bit more interesting with Connor, with IQEO and Snacky J going for big, pretty close symmetry. So both of them can fly with each other, so that'll be able to.
Yeah.
So they'll be able to keep marching. But that leaves only J Ryder down to help the tanks and the Craig.
Right. So we see now these 2 up in the air. What's going on there? Is this an ability that Snacky J has to lift people up?
There is both their abilities.
Snacky both of them have that ability to kind of get up and fly?
IKEO, his entire thing is he is a jetpack person launching rockets. Oh, that's not good. Connor launching his ult right into a barrier. That will /shield him.
Right. So, but look, 5 down for Donegal. So Penn Manor still being able to hold.
Yes.
And their numbers continue to climb as they continue to secure this point.
Yes.
We'll see if they're able to continue that.
We shall see. Penn Manor does have the advantage for right now, but that might not continue.
That might not change. That could change at any moment. Penn Manor with 3 ults up. But they're climbing. Now Donegal with 3 alts, Penn Manor now with 4, and a with 5. Isaac, the only one being with his alt not active. So they have plenty of room
The other
here.
thing is, it seems that Donegal has switched to specifically counter the jetpack lady known as Farah.
All
With
right.
that,
Is that a good move for Donegal?
that really depends. The switch sets sets that person's ultimate effect back down to 0.
Right.
Here they switch again to a different hero. So that's even more lost time to use the best abilities.
All right. So we'll see what happens here. We Penn Manor still at 9. He still continues to hold them out of the center ring. If they can do that, that is core for Penn Manor.
That is the game.
That is the game. Penn Manor wins the match, and they win the round, and they win the entire match at all. So congrats to Penn Manor Gold for winning, and Kuyo this time coming out as player of the game. We're going to try and get Akira, and we'll try to get Jeriel and Connor in to kind of talk to them a little bit about the games that they played. And you see here some of the things that made the match what it was. Akuyo, Isaac, J Ryder coming out on top. Go ahead, talk.
Once again with J Ryder, he's been doing amazing. There's really good healing from him on the Moria. It's very well done.
Right. And then Isaac doing that as well. And that's the final round. So we'll be back in just a moment to chat with both Jeriel and with Connor. We're going to try and bring him in, just talk to them about how they felt about the match. And so stay tuned. All right, so Scott Herzog back here, and I am sitting with Akira, as he's known in the game, Jeriel, as we know him in person. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, so tell us a little bit about the Hanamura map. You were player of the game. What when the first round of that, or the first point, you were unable to hold them, but then after that, it seems like you guys were unstoppable as far as they could not take any of the objectives. What was the difference between those two? And they were able to make those adjustments to the game. It's so important to do that too. In fact, both games it seemed like they were trying to separate you from the rest of the team with that wall. Right. They could push forward. It was a way to kind of counter that wall. For you personally, what went good and right in that game for you? Yeah, in fact, Jared and I, when we were commenting, said that that was going to be key to your win was being able to communicate clearer for Penn Manor Gold, something that's been a struggle in the past game for you guys, but you felt it went better this game. All right. Thank you for coming and sitting with us a little bit here, Kara. We're going to bring Connor in just a second, and we're going to chat with him in just a moment. So all right, we're back after a real brief break here. Scott Herzog here, sitting with Connor, who plays Ikuyo in the game. Welcome. Yeah. So you were basically you were player of the game in the last match. Um, as you look at both games that you guys played, what did Penn Manor do this time that maybe in some of in the prior games weren't quite as strong, in your opinion?
We made a couple roster changes that I think helped out a lot with our tank lineup. We actually swapped one of our DPS players for tank, which helped a lot, especially with the new patch that just released.
Yeah, that how concerned were you when that patch came down about how it was going to impact your play?
I mean, I was kind of scared just because of the Orisa and Signer, because we had practiced that so much. Although it's still ridiculously good right now. Like, but I was kind of scared, especially with the Doomfist nerf. I was afraid it was just gonna ruin the character completely, and it would be a lot harder to run comps with Orisa Sig. But it really didn't change much, and it actually ended up benefiting us with the dive buff. We actually played dive there and did pretty well, surprisingly, with never practiced that much. So
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
So as far as being player of the game, what do you attribute to really making you stand out in this last game that you played?
I don't know. I mean, my team peeled really, really well for me on Hanzo, which is surprising, especially when you're running Super Death Ball comp, which is like the Ryan Zarya with speed boost. Hanzo is like meant to be like a more mid-range character, and when you have Ryan swinging and Zarya and Reaper, they're all like more close-range characters. So my Lucio would speed back to me and peel for healing and stuff like that, and ended up working really well. So honestly, my team just played around the pick pretty well and ended up working, especially with the Pharah damage boost at the end.
Well, so you really, when you look at the fact you're playing a game, it's really a credit to your team, and it's not. Again, this is not an individual game, right? You
Yeah, it's
need the
not.
team to be
It's a
there.
team game. It's
Yeah,
constantly carrying it.
yeah. I noticed we were talking to Akira earlier that they were trying to separate him from you guys. At least initially, it seems like they kept throwing him into the wall with that big wall they would throw up. But you guys learned to kind of counter that.
Exactly, yeah. So what we ended up doing was our Zarya player has like the obviously the team bubble, which negates a lot of damage, and I'm playing Hanzo, which can climb walls. So I would walk through to bait out the Mei wall, and then climb back over with the Zarya bubble to save me. And so it ended up baiting out the wall, so it went on cooldown, and we were able to speed through choke and just
Right. Very good. Very good. Well, thank you so much for coming down,
yeah,
sitting with, and chatting us a little
of
bit.
course.
Look forward to seeing you play in the future.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Thank you so much for joining us at Penn Manor Gold. We'll look forward to seeing you next week.